You're listening to Excess Baggage. Excess Baggage.
What's up, world? It's Katrina.
And Marlena, and this is Excess Baggage,
The podcast where two friends in their 30s unpack all of life's baggage. This episode, we'll be unpacking a year's worth of baggage.
Okay, let's start the show.
Hey, girl.
What up, what up, what up?
Welcome back.
Back like we never left, I guess.
But we left.
We left. And you know what? I can say, even though we left, I definitely got hit up by multiple people asking when we were going to come back. So that was nice, knowing that people care. But yeah, we had to take a chill pill.
We needed a break. And we never acknowledged out loud that we needed a break. We just never scheduled another time to record.
That's the beauty of our friendship. We don't press. It's like, you know, we go with the flow.
Yeah.
We go with the flow. And I think that's why we've stayed friends for so long, because there's no baggage that comes from that, right? Like we just, it's just kind of like, okay, you good, you know? And if not, we both know that we not, you know? Yeah. So that's a good thing. We're in tune.
Yeah, it worked out.
It did.
But we're back.
Yes. And today when we're recording this is the last day of Black History Month.
Hey.
Yeah, power to the people, always.
It's also the day that, you know, in this year 2025 that we are boycotting all the major corporations because of the DEI nonsense. I don't know what else to call it.
It really is nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what really bothers me? You know what really grinds my gears? Is when Black people say it. When they're like, oh yeah, another one of those DEI hires. And I'm just like,
what does that mean?
Do you know what that means? I don't think people actually know what it means. It's not just a Black or brown people thing. It really isn't. I sit on the DEI committee at my job. It's definitely only one of me there. So there's no way that this is an exclusive type of club. You know, it's just trying to provide access to people, qualified people that wouldn't necessarily get the recognition.
Be looked at. Yeah, they would be looked over.
And so many other things when it comes to health and, you know, handicapped people, people who have disabilities, just different things. It falls under so many things that to watch it go down and be looked at as a negative, and then making it this like, oh, it's a Black people thing. It's very, very disheartening. It just it's necessary. I don't know how else to convey that, how necessary it is. And if you really think that that's the issue that we should be focusing on versus the fact that majority of us are living paycheck to paycheck,
right?
Fuck a DEI. Like, what are we even talking? Like, to me, it's just like, that's just a blanket statement of just some racist shit for you to look over here, look at the puppy, don't look at what's actually happening.
Right.
While the wealth gap continues to spread. So I'm all for Al Sharpton. I'm all for this whole not buying anything. I don't need to buy nothing today. I'm perfectly fine. You know, why not? Why not?
I hope that it expands into something bigger.
Yes.
Than just a day.
Yeah.
That's it. I just hope it becomes more than just a day.
I don't know. You know, it's really hard. I think it's hard because there is so many things that all of us have to be aligned on for things to continue.
Absolutely.
Just like Juneteenth, like people were so gun-ho about it. And I'm not saying that we should have gotten that holiday, of course, but I'm just kind of like, okay, now what? You know, It's like, now what? And those very retailers that were all they're selling Juneteenth shirts, they're doing the whole bit, for these past X amount of years, getting money. Now all of a sudden they're saying like, yeah, about that. We don't want to do DEI anymore. And it's just like, okay, just say you're trying to kiss up to this psycho without saying like, come on, where anybody that's half awake, because I'm so sick of everybody saying woke, like woke this, woke that. I'm like, anybody who's at least awake or attempted to pay attention knows that this is
some nonsense.
Some
bullshit.
Yeah.
That's some bullshit.
But yes, today we are doing it, and I'm with it. I've been stopped going to Target, and
me too.
I never shopped at Walmart anyway.
Me either.
Every now and then, like it would be a very, very blue moon that I would do it, or it'd be something. I think the only time I really shopped at Walmart is for like tires, because I feel like you can get a good deal. Costco. Yeah, either like Walmart or Costco or some like big brand, you could pretty much get like a good deal on it. But other than that, just like I don't go there. I stopped going there when I knew about how they were treating their employees. Like I just like, no, I'm good. I don't have to.
I never really went to Walmart. My mom never liked Walmart, I think because of how they treated their employees. But also, Inglewood never had a Walmart.
No.
In my lifetime.
Go to Gardena. You got to go out. It's like,
yeah, and it's far out.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like this side of Gardena. It's the other side of Gardena.
Right. It's not convenient at all.
It wasn't convenient at all. And then, Target came in, and I got 2 Targets within 2 miles of me. So
yeah, Target's hard. Not hard not to shop there. It's just hard. No, it's hard to shop there. In general, to me at least, it's like every time I go there, I'm buying stuff that I didn't come in there for. They're very good at just like, product placement, convincing you, like, this is cute. I could get that. You start thinking, at least, yes. I don't know about for men, but definitely women. Like we definitely like, what? That's only $10. All the things. So it was always hard going there knowing, I'm like, I already know when I walk in, like this isn't going to be an in and out situation. So once they were like, we're not going to Target, I was like, easy.
It's
say less.
Not easy.
For me.
I'm making it work. Well, because my Target drive up pickup was the best thing that ever happened to my life. I do that regularly. And it's down the street. And I could do it in the middle of the week. Like I would place the order in the morning before I get out the bed. I would see a couple of clients on my lunch break. I go pick up my groceries and whatever, my toiletries, come back home, unpack everything, get back to my work day. Everything's done by the time work is over. It's great. It's the first thing that ever happened to me in my life as an adult. Because getting that stuff done after work be challenging. And especially going into Target.
Right.
I spend way less money because I shop online instead of going into Target.
Well, you know me, I like to browse.
I mean, sometimes me too. But sometimes I'm like, Katrina, no, you came in here for 2 things.
Yeah. You blame my grandma for the browsing thing, but no, she's the queen of it, the queen. But no, the hard one for me is going to be Amazon. That's the hard
absolutely
one. Because
absolutely,
doing events and doing different things, it's like, yeah, I need things really fast. I'm like, okay, I'll just get that on Amazon. But it's so convenient. But at the same time, it's like, why I want to put more money in Jeff's little hands? Like
not his little hands.
For real. I mean, sure, we can call them big hands because they're billionaire hands, but they're little. And
I just have a thing about men with little hands. So when you said that, it made me cringe.
But no. Yeah, I'm not putting no more money in his pocket. I can't. I can't
not if I can avoid it.
If I can avoid it, I will just shop out, try to shop small, as long as it's not outrageous. That's the only thing, sometimes, especially if you're on a budget for an event specifically, it can get kind of crazy because it's like, okay, I can't spend this, I'm only allotted so much. But Yeah, it just has to take more, due
More
diligence and
creativity.
creativity on my part. So I'm
Yeah.
down.
Amazon is definitely a challenge for me too. It's gonna be a challenge for my parents because they was on Katrina's Prime account and that does not happen anymore. Katrina's no longer paying for this Prime account. So y'all gotta figure it out. Y'all just gotta
Lord.
figure it out. So we'll see. But
Well, luckily, I don't
I
pay
deleted
mine.
my apps this week. My Target and my Amazon apps this week. I was like, okay, I'm gonna just remove temptation.
Not remove temptation. I'm done.
It's too easy when it's on your phone. You just
I don't
open up
even
the
go
app and-
there. I don't even go there.
I do.
See,
I probably open one of them apps more than I open a
like
social media.
I know exactly. That's the difference.
Other
You
than
and I are
YouTube.
different. Yeah, I'm YouTube and TikTok out. Okay, I just can't. Like, I hardly even go on Instagram anymore.
Yeah, me either.
And I go on. Yeah, I'll post here and there because I just want to be like, yeah, I'm still alive. So I'll just throw something up or repost something. But for the most part, I'm really not on there because TikTok is just so fast when it comes to finding out things. I almost feel like Instagram is just like a tad bit delayed. Like I'll already have seen it. And I'm just like, oh yeah, well.
I was never on TikTok, but I hear that.
Yeah, don't get on.
I hear that. I don't plan on it. I have no interest in it.
But what I do like it for is there is more, I feel more discussions happening on TikTok, like more like live debates, hearing people's point of views, which sometimes is good and bad because I'm like, damn, man, we as a nation, we are not that bright.
Get it together.
It's not that bright. Some of the answers and some of the things people are like concerned about, I'm just like, man, we are living in the age of mis and disinformation. Like it's just,
yeah.
It's so sad. And yeah, I encourage everyone with this boycott, with everything, to just find independent journalists, stick with them, people that not on some bullshit, then give it to you straight, no chaser.
Right.
Because we can't trust, pretty much, we can't trust social media and we can't trust the big brands anymore. So, not that we ever could, but
even more so now.
Right.
Like, okay, so I understand people being on TikTok. I get it. And I know a lot of people have created a lot of community there. It's been a great place for a lot of folks and everything. But after everything that happened with them, like saying it was going away and then it disappeared earlier than it was supposed to, but then it came back the same day, like y'all are still on TikTok and have no qualms about that? Like I would have so many questions and concerns.
Well, I know something's going on.
It feels like y'all pulled it just long enough to do a bait and switch. And that would make me nervous.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but I'm not worried about, I guess for me, being on the internet, period, I have to assume that everything is out there. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, that's true.
Gone are the days of privacy. Like, even when you think you're being private, somehow, some way, there's some information can be found out about you, right?
Yeah,
so
that's true.
think for me, for TikTok, like I just kind of stayed because, well, I didn't really know. First of all, I didn't know if it was going to be gone or anything, but apparently people were so upset. That's how I know I'm not in the same class as some of y'all. Because so upset they're throwing their phones out the window and all this stuff.
Throwing their phones out the window.
Crying online. They're like, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna have my audience anymore. And my
wait. But why'd you throw the phone though?
I don't know, but some of them did, or they deleted the app. So that was the whole thing. They deleted the app and then you couldn't get the app back because it just wasn't on the store. And then eventually it came back, but it took some weeks before they put it back. So yeah, I don't know. They probably got some shit. I probably got some shit. I don't know, but I did notice rotations, which I've never seen, like rotation of old videos, which I never saw before. I'm like, okay, so there's some stuff, and then like protests and different things that I probably would have seen. You're not seeing them as much on any of the platforms.
Yeah, I'm sure they censored a lot of things.
Yeah, so
I'm sure they censored a lot of things. I have some empathy for folks who were really upset about it, because I know that especially during COVID, like in the height
that's
of
their
COVID,
only money.
That was their only money, but it was also the only source of community, right? Like that was how a lot of people were engaging and staying active in community, making friends and things of that nature. So I get that. And then some of these influencers were getting paid off of some of these platforms. So I can understand, like, if y'all ripped away my one paycheck, my biggest paycheck, or, my moneymaker, my feelings would be hurt too. I ain't throwing the phone, though.
I ain't throwing my phone, and I'm just saying, okay, well, if you really truly have an audience, those people will follow you wherever you go. Like, I don't know. Turning the camera around and crying into the camera is just a bit much for me. I mean, and I don't care if it's about TikTok, about somebody dying, about anything. I just feel like,
well, you're not an influencer, though.
I'm not. That's the
so
thing.
You're not used to recording your whole life.
My whole life.
For everybody to watch.
But crying on camera to me is just weird, man. It's weird. Like, I feel like that is the ultimate attention seeking. Like, I can see if that. You're sad or something happens that you might shed a tear or whatever, but like when you full blown crying and you're like you hit record and then you post it. Like, I don't know. Like, some things are for you.
I feel you.
That's where the influence part, I can't, or content, you're creating content. And a part of that is you having a meltdown about your money. And and I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? That just wouldn't be my go-to, especially if I were. No, I'm thinking of what's my next move. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How I'm gonna get all these people. Yo, follow me on Instagram. Follow me here. I'm gonna be on here. You know what I mean? Like, I would be trying to make moves. I don't know if the other thing is really doing anything, but getting you a like, I guess, on this last video before you go bye-bye. I don't know.
Before you go bye-bye.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't speak to how I would handle it. I'm not usually the type to be on camera anyways. So I can't speak to how I would handle it in that moment. I don't think I would be crying on screen, but hell, who knows? That's a different life.
It is a different life.
It's a very different life. I do a little bit of something on social media, but I'm nobody's influencer. That's a whole different...
I'm scared. Because some days I feel like I could do it, but then there's a very thin line of losing it. Like, like now your whole life is, swipe up, blah, blah, blah. Like, your whole life is like walking down the street. Like, when I see people walking down the street and like they're really talking to the phone and like doing the whole thing, or like have them, we saw it. Remember, we saw when we went out. Those girls that were off to the side and they were like, they had their whole mirror and I'm like, what's going on? Are y'all filming? Like, it just was just very interesting. But to each their own, I guess. Do
I'm not mad at it. Get your money if you getting money. Yeah, I don't know. What I do know is it was interesting from somebody who's not on TikTok, seeing the blogs, because I'm more of a blog girly, seeing the blog posts about people talking about TikTok influencers who like came out and said that like everything they did on TikTok was a lie.
What?
Like, it was literally TikTok influencers who came on TikTok the last few days and was like, so basically, half those workouts I posted, I don't ever do them. Or I throw away that matcha right after I make it. I don't actually drink that many matchas. Like, just saying all this stuff and like complete reveals of this is not real life. I don't really do any of this stuff. This is not actually happening.
Okay. They could have saved that shit. What the hell? How about no?
That tickled me so much. I was like, yeah.
I know it's because of the internet. I know it's because of the internet. I'm telling you, every day I have a love-hate relationship with it. I really do.
Me too.
I'm like, what is happening?
Too. But you know, we're of the generation where my cousin and I talk about this all the time. We spent a good portion of our lives and our really formative years without the internet.
Yeah.
And so we have very vivid memories of what life is like without it, of socializing with people in person, of making friends, of building connections, of having downtime, of being outside, or whatever the case may be, right? And now we get to see the other side of it, but it's really easy to kind of bounce in and out. Unless you're one of those people who just like, you really enamored with it and you love it. It's a lot easier to bounce in and out of it because it wasn't our entire lives.
True. I always think about that when I see older men dating younger women. Like when I say younger, I mean like 20s, and like their whole life is the internet, and then they got these old dudes doing these videos and shit. And I'm just like, I wonder if they're like, man, I guess this is what I gotta do to like stay getting, you know, my balls licked or whatever the fuck's going on over there. Shit, something is keeping you there. or training your young pups. Training her. Well, she training you too though, because you learning the TikTok dance.
different kind of training.
Different type of training.
Very different kind of training.
I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know how we got here.
Yeah, I don't know how we got here, but you know, it's excess baggage. So speaking of, we didn't even do our traditional since this whole episode is about baggage. Katrina, what's been going on? What's your baggage been for 2024 and beyond?
Well, 2024, honestly, was really hard. It was a hard year. I lost 3 family members, 2 other like adjacent community members, lots of health stuff going on in my family, had a breakup. I feel like there's something else. One of the people who died, a community member, was my hairstylist that I've been going to forever. Crazy. My mama goes to her, my aunt, my sister, my great aunt. Like,
dang. Everybody.
Yeah, one of the family hairstylists, because we got like 2. Yeah, it was a wild year. Very wild year. And I feel like beyond has been this fucking presidency. It was like, okay, 2024 is over. Maybe I can breathe. Hopefully the world will stop falling apart.
No, boo.
And then it was like 2025. We didn't even get a good like month in. LA was on fire.
Yes.
Like I've never seen before in my life.
I know.
And like to the point where I was smelling fire in Inglewood. Not smoke. I was smelling fire. I'm used to ash, but I smelled fire in Inglewood. That's wild. And for weeks. We were just burning for weeks. And somewhere in the midst of that, presidency shifted. And literally every day since this man been in office has been a shit show.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every day. He came in swinging. Well, not even him, because after shit, he
ain't doing shit.
He ain't even doing nothing.
He ain't even doing shit.
He is giving us the sound bites.
He's eating his McDonald's. He's eating his McDonald's and he's golfing, and someone is changing that diaper and he's doing the rest of the shit, letting somebody else handle the rest of the shit.
Absolutely. Absolutely. He's giving us the sound bites. Like he is literally just pissing us off enough with these damn interviews, but he ain't doing nothing. It's the rest of these niggas.
Literally.
The rest of them. Oh, LA was on
you know
fire.
What? Wait, sidebar. Before you say the rest of these niggas, I just want to say a real just shady. If I met him in person, I would just give him the real black girl. I would do it to Brian Donalds. This black man stood up there and said, "Daddy Trump is back." This black man said out of his mouth, daddy. I just was like, what?
Grown man. Grown.
What?
Grown.
Never,
man.
Never, ever in my wildest dreams would I think I would see something like that on television. Like on television. This is being broadcasted. Like millions of people are going to see this. Are we not embarrassed? Clearly
not. Clearly not. Obviously not. But also, can we talk about your boy Snoop Dogg?
He ain't my boy. Okay, look. Look,
Can we talk about your boy Snoop Dogg?
I love Snoop, but hell to the nah. No. And I'm sorry, your one friend that you got pardoned out, that got out, this friend from Death Row or whatever that helped, started Death Row and everything, gave you the money, whatever. He still was in jail for drugs and for something that I forget what else. It's not like they saying he didn't do the shit.
Here's my thing.
So that's enough for you to throw basically your whole legacy away for this one dude
to become a jigaboo?
Yeah. the very thing you called yourself. Okay.
Here's my thing though. With him and with Nelly.
I don't even want to talk about him. I don't even acknowledge him. I'm sorry, Ashanti, you about to be under the bus too. You right there. That's your husband. That's your man.
Stick beside him.
All right.
My thing is this with the both of y'all. Whatever the reason, because this man helped get your people out, because you just needed some money, because you broke and you got a kid on the way. Whatever the situation is, don't matter. If that's what it is, then stand on that. But defending it and defending this man, this orange man, when people call you out on it, Nelly really fixed his mouth to say, well, can't people change? When has this nigga ever changed?
He hasn't.
He's been the same person. So what are you talking about?
And then when the guy asked him, it was Willie D, which I know Willie D is, first of all, I know Bald Headed Hoes. So that's the song I know by him. So this is the platform you decided to go on to have this discussion.
This conversation.
But okay, I know Willie D, a lot of people in the hood rock with him, and he's done a lot. So I'm not going to completely shit on him. But Nelly, what sir. And then he said, Willie D said, oh, well, maybe they're saying, you're supporting a white supremacist, or he said something like that. And Nelly was like, well, show me where. That's how you know this ain't no real fucking journalist or nothing, because right then I would have pulled out a PowerPoint presentation.
All the receipts.
I would have been like, we don't even have to go back all the way to the 80s. We don't have to go. We can go present day for you. If you want to go present day. Because that's what
he was talking about. He was like, well, that was back then yesterday, this morning.
And then the fact that he really thinks that he's on the same level as the men and women that have served this that was his talking point that I'm sure he got from his publicist or whomever, because they know damage control. What are you going to say? What are you going to hit on or whatever?
Y'all should have thought about that.
He's like, if the men and women can serve this president or whatever, why can't I perform for him? You think you're on the same level?
Serving and performing are not the same thing, sir.
Not even close.
Not the same thing.
I wish.
And again, if you are going to perform just because you need the money or just because you didn't think that much of it, then say that. But don't double down and act like ain't nothing wrong with it. Be like, you know what? My bad. I thought I didn't think that much of it and I didn't think I was going to care that much. You're right. Or I don't care that much.
Right. I don't care. Your cause is not my cause. He paid
but you
me
got
X amount of dollars. He got defensive.
You started defending folks.
Child, you think that if it was the other way around, you think Donald, Mr. Donald would be up there caping for Nelly?
No, absolutely not.
Do you think
I don't even think he knows who the hell Nelly really is.
He know him because he got his little song, his little name in the song. That's all he know.
I don't think he really know. I don't think he know the difference between him and half the other black people.
Well, that I don't know.
That man don't give a damn about you.
That I don't know.
That man don't give a damn about him.
Anyway,
that
tangent in the middle of your baggage, but that's a part of my baggage. That's a part of mine.
Yes, that is 2025 baggage.
Yeah,
that's that has been my baggage since the last time we recorded. Lots of grief, lots of loss, and lots of bullshit.
Yeah,
lots of bullshit, and just trying to survive out here, trying to make it. Yeah. What's your baggage been 2024 and beyond?
I think for me it has been two things. Is trying to surrender to sitting still, which has been really hard for me because I don't like it. I really don't. I'd rather be somewhere else. I'd rather be doing something else. But I know that like my long-term goals are not going to be able to come into fruition until I get a lot of stuff in order. And so it's been a little hard mourning that part of my life. Just kind of figure out like, okay, well, what else do I like to do, that's not going to pretty much break me, have me living uneasy. I think that we all kind of live above our means just for the simple fact that we live in LA, one of the most expensive places to live. We're from here, so fortunately it's not a situation where like, oh well, if I don't have it, like I'm gonna have to move. It's not even something like that, but just life in general has gotten so much more expensive. And working where I've been working, where it's helped me build the wealth that I have now, right? But at the same time, it's at a standstill. Like the state of the industry has been very rocky. So a lot of companies are not looking to give raises or bonuses or any of the things or the things that were keeping you there, those little gems that you were like, oh, okay, like, all right, well, I know I don't have it right now, but I know I'm going to get this, and this.
Right.
Like none of that has been happening. And so it's forced me to kind of take a chill pill. And yeah, it feels uncomfortable because I want to do all the things, not even just so much like of traveling and buying whatever I want or whatever, but it's just like, my life hasn't always been just about me. It's been about my family and trying to make sure that we're moving forward and being able to take care of things that like I wouldn't even think about, not even blink. Like now I'm just like, okay, well, no, you really need to like watch it because it's clear that we can't put all your eggs in one basket. And so it's just really hard to figure out how I'm going to pivot from not just being a 9-to-5 girly, because it's not even about being 9-to-5, because really my life has been about work. So it's really not about 9-to-5. Like I just get to like go home. It's just what else is there for me to share while still being of service and getting something. Like some money, like something has to come from it. So I've just really been trying to figure out like what my next move is. So I feel like 2024, a lot of the time was just me thinking and overanalyzing and thinking and then overanalyzing. And I can do that all day by myself. No help. I don't need any help there. Like none. And so it's been a lot of like start, stop,
I feel that.
I think this year, like moving into 2025, I really wanted to like start off like with a bang. Like I really wanted to be like, okay, and now I'm learning this and then I'm going to do this. I had all these plans and I still kind of was sat down. Like I felt like not even so much of defeat or anything like that, but just yeah, it was the state of the world. Like he like came out swinging. And it's like ever since then, I'm like, okay, I got to figure out how to like get some money coming in here while this this ridiculousness is going on, because underneath it all, somebody's getting some money, and 9 times out of 10 it's probably going to be some white people,
Right.
because they're doing the backhand shit and they find out this and blah blah blah, and it's just like, I'm trying to be in the know with everything that's happening, like trying not to let it be a distraction, but it's hard because you're also just like, wait, what? This doesn't just affect me mentally or emotionally, like it actually will potentially affect my family if some of these things go into pass, so
Right.
I have to be attuned to that. I can't simply turn a blind eye as if I have some privilege in that department, because I don't.
Right. Yeah.
So it's just been a lot. And there's a loneliness that comes with that too, because I know that everybody is going through their own individual thing. So it's kind of hard to divulge in every single thing that, that's happening. I think that's why we have therapists. That's why we have, community and stuff like that, that's specifically for that. But like when it comes to my friends and stuff like that, like I know a lot of them wouldn't know that, because that's not necessarily the role in which I play in a lot of people's lives. I think by sitting down and recognizing, it's just like, I am the person that people comes to for like I want to get away from it all. Who can I do that with? It's going to be Marlena, because I provide those spaces.
Sure.
And access to that type of style, because that's just who I am naturally.
Right.
But it's like, if I'm also just like trying to hold on like everyone else, it's hard, it's hard to switch it on and off like when I need to.
Well, we all just trying to hold on at this point.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. So I don't know. Just a lot of awareness, and also just believing people when they say who they are or do what they do. I've been noticing that a lot. And I'm not a real huge fan of Mel Robbins. I don't know if you know who that is. I'm not like a huge fan of hers or anything along those lines. But when she be talking about let them, I'd be like, yeah, okay. And it's not even so much of a place of like anger. It's just like, all right, that's what you're doing. You're like, we all make choices. And who am I to question why you did what you thought was best at the time, even if it wasn't the best? That's your prerogative.
Right. But also, I can't control it. So me trying to stop it, me trying to shift it, me trying to change your mind or make you make a different choice might be kind of a waste of my breath too.
Yeah. And I spent so much of my life already doing that. And I think as I approach, because we're, coming into March, my birthday month, woo. And I'm at the end, but like, yeah, as I really am going into this next age, oh my God, I can't believe the next age.
I thought you was going to say it.
No. I'm 35 forever.
Okay. Well,
no,
at least you went with 35 and not 25.
Yeah, I'm 35 forever. But going into this next age, I'm just kind of like, I have two things about it. Because on one end, I'm just like down in the dumps. And then on the other end, I'm just like, well, it can't get much worse than this.
Oh,
so,
Lord.
Fuck it. Like at first, I was thinking the other day, I'm like, I don't even really want to celebrate, which is not like me.
At all.
But I was just like, girl, fuck it. Like, whatever, man.
Gotta turn up. It's a wild world. We still deserve joy.
Yeah, we do. And I know that my situation is not as bad as others. Not that I like to be like comparing anything like that, but it's just like, I know that it could be much worse.
Sure.
So I better just be grateful. We just had a new moon. I'm turning over a new leaf. Hopefully, all these retrogrades and all the shit that's happening like balances me out. Because I'm telling you, I felt like I was.
Yeah, you've been down and out for a minute.
Yeah.
the month of February was rough for you.
Yeah, I was not good. So here we are, 28th, approaching the 1st, and I'm just like, okay, like, let's try to attempt to get it together. Like, I feel like this is the beginning of the year. Fuck January 1st. Like, this is the beginning of the year for me. So I'm starting over. Happy New Year to me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn up tonight, and then I'm gonna and tomorrow I'm gonna be, a sophisticated lady.
You sound like me. 2024. I was like, okay, January 1st. Nah, that wasn't. Maybe February 1st. February 1st is going. No. Okay, not that either. All right, spring. Spring is gonna be
not spring. I'm done. No, if I make it to spring and I'm still not with it, I'm be like, oh, 2026.
I was like, you know what? The indigenous people were onto things. Spring is the beginning of the new year. We're gonna go with that. And this is gonna be the new start. And it wasn't. It was still a shit show after that. And I was like, you know what? 2025. And then here we are in 2025.
I know. And I could tell, I feel like all of us in this 1988 babies, I feel like all of us are feeling the same way. Like I'm telling you, everyone I've talked to has been feeling kind of like, we're like, okay, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, it's kind of raggedy. A little raggedy. It's a little raggedy in these streets.
It's so ashy.
Ashy.
It's so incredibly ashy.
You know what? And you know what else is ashy?
What?
Even though we in Black History Month, so I'm gonna say this, and Beehive, do not come for me. I'm a Beyonce fan through and through. Okay, since the DC days, standing in the mirror, pretending to be her. I don't want to hear it. But what I do want y'all to know is the corporation that is Beyonce is starting to piss me off.
Starting? Okay, let's talk about it. Because it's been pissing me off.
It's been pissing you off. But for me, okay, so prior to Renaissance, everything was normal. Once we got to stadium tours and everything like that, and it's like, oh, this is a movement, this is an experience. Okay, fine. I was like, all right, we're going to pay a little bit more to see her. Now, we see the news. We all know that people can't afford eggs. Gas is high as hell. But for some reason, these tickets were still $300, $400, $500, $600. And then Ticketmaster really is the girl who we should have the most issue with. It's like this whole thing. Well, this is so popular right now, so we get to raise our prices during this. So a ticket that would have been $300 is now $1,100. And I'm just like, girl, if girls really run the world, why aren't you just selling your shit through, I don't know, through Beyonce.com and make it that shit $25? Say, buy this t-shirt. These t-shirts are gonna go to,
because she wants your money.
It's crazy.
I understand. She wants your money.
Then she gonna put out an ad for some damn cologne. Then she put out the ad for the damn hair. I'm like, girl. When you read the comments, I love Black people. When you read the comments, though, they were like, we don't have it. I guess it must be tax season. Why are you doing this to us? Like, really, why are you doing this, girl? And if she keeps it up, she ain't gonna make it up on the wall. The wall over here in my house, I got records up here. You ain't up there, girl. You ain't up there yet. Keep it up. Keep it up.
Listen.
I got my ticket, though, but I don't want to hear it.
You got your ticket.
Of course. I mean,
that's why she's doing it.
It's gonna be on a payment. It's on a payment plan, but
that's exactly why she's doing it. Because y'all, That's why.
I
Because
know.
y'all are still gonna buy it, even
I
though
know.
y'all ain't got the money.
No. I'm going to go to the show, but that's it. I don't buy. I hate to say it,
It
but
don't
I don't.
matter. That's the
I
most
don't
expensive
buy.
part.
I know.
The
But I
show.
don't. I will pay to see one of the greatest living entertainers that we still have. I don't see. Do I agree with the price? No. But I know that there's an experience that's going there. Now, your products, Ivy Park, you know, the cologne, the hair stuff, all that
But
stuff. Like, you're not going to get that
y'all
from me.
buying stuff, tickets, products, whatever.
Well, she gonna take a break after
whatever
this.
prices is the reason why she gonna keep doing this shit, because folks keep buying it. Listen, I don't have a problem with anybody getting their money. Get your money. And
I might.
I have always
I might.
looked at this and been like, y'all really think this woman is about y'all, and she not. Just admit she's not. She ain't about y'all. She don't give a lick about y'all.
Well, for me, I don't know if I ever said she was about us.
But
I'm a
black
person.
folks think
I know.
that she is.
I know. She's a performer she's an artist. Like I go to shows, right? Like
Yes, we know that's what you do.
that's all I do. So for me, it's like, okay, if I'm going to be able to see this person, she's not in her prime anymore, but you know what I mean? Like this person at the top of her game, so to speak, and doing all the things, I feel like I'm going to, I will always go for that. But like I said, like all the other stuff, I don't really, the brand, I'm talking about the brand. I'm not really a fan of the brand. Like, it's just kind of like, okay, that's a lot for my life. That's a lot. Like, girl, love you dearly, but that's a lot for my life. Like, I can't do that, but there is nobody that I would do that for, except for he did. So MJ, like he's the only person that I feel like dolls, games, blah, blah, you know what I mean? Because like he kind of started that, then really the Beatles, but he took it to another level of just like the merch and like what things could be,
Sure.
So like, I understand that, but I'm not collecting Beyonce stuff. It's so oversaturated that there's never a time in life that I wouldn't be able to find something that is hers.
Yeah.
So,
she gonna keep doing it though, because y'all keep paying her bills.
Yeah, well, shout out to Cowboy Carter. I'll be there. I'm not wearing a hat though. I know everybody's wearing these cowboy hats and shit. I can't.
It's a thing. Yeah.
I don't know.
It's not for you.
No.
I get it.
I'll go some other type of country,
It's not
something
for me
else.
either.
Like country doesn't just have to be cowboy hats and cowboy boots. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean, Marlena? Whatever do you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean? I'm gonna be a sophisticated lady. I'm like, she gonna look like, oh yeah,
They don't make those in the country.
Southern Belle. I'm gonna be a Southern Belle. That's what I'm gonna be. I ain't gonna be no.
Okay.
Yeah, I ain't wearing it.
You're not gonna go platinum blonde with the with the cowboy boots and the hat.
No.
The platinum blonde, I can't. The whole thing is just. Listen,
One day
she
she gonna go back. She gonna go back to regular. I hope. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Girl,
It's so much. But you know what? She is branding.
She's branding. And you know what? I really hope for these shows, because it's not as many shows as Renaissance. She's not doing as many. But I hope that she does bring out country artists, like actual country artists. Like, give me a night where Dolly Parton comes out at the beginning, and does a couple songs. Give me a night with Willie Nelson. I mean, if you really big bad Beyonce, like, give me something that's worth this $1,100 ticket. I just like
$1,100.
I didn't pay that, but I'm saying for the girlies that did. I just feel like if you paid that, I just think that you should
rethink your choices.
Well, that and I don't know.
$1,100.
Hey man, people do what they want. They spend for what they want.
That is absolutely true. That is absolutely true, and that's why I don't be mad when people are like, well, everything is too high. And then, but you're going to see Beyonce.
Yeah, they spend for what they want.
Interesting.
Whatever the value you set for in your life, I mean, in your mind of that particular thing, you will spend if it's something that's important to you.
You will make space and room for it, or you will go into debt for it, whatever.
Either or, baby.
I'm sure folks is putting it on a credit card and figuring they're going to pay it off later. And no shade. Like,
they're like, they want their joy, and then B is giving them joy. So that's what they're spending it on.
Do your thing.
They might be eating soup for like some weeks, but
months, $1,100,
maybe months. But you know what? I ain't mad. Do what you gotta do.
The only thing giving me joy at like $1,100 is a plane ticket.
$1,100
out the country.
Yeah, probably a plane ticket.
Business class.
I never. You know what? One day I'm going to fly first class. One day
you and me both.
One day, you would think all this time that I would have, but
I would have thought you would have, because you're bougie.
I am, but I never would have. Like when I look at the price, and then I look at the price,
I can't convince myself to pay for it.
Exactly. Now, if somebody else is paying for it, fine. I'm there.
Absolutely,
I'm there. I'm right there.
Sign me up.
I'm like, excuse me, can I get a refill of my champagne?
Not the voice though.
I'm there, but no, I'm not paying for that.
Yeah, I can't convince myself to pay for it. Also because I'm little, and so being in them seats don't bother me that much.
True.
I can understand people who are a lot taller. Like, you need leg room, sir. Over 6 feet. You need it.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I'm okay. My little 5'3" is good in this seat in the back. And I'm fine. But on a really long flight, it would be nice one day to fly first class.
It would.
On a really, especially like an overnighter, like that flight to Egypt. Ooh, child. First class would have been, I could have slept good on that flight.
Oh, man. I think the longest flight I've ever done was probably Portugal. But before that, when I went to London, which was like the first long flight I had ever done, which is like, 11 hours, 10 and a half, 11 hours. I couldn't sleep not one bit. I was up the entire time, the entire flight. I was watching movie after movie after movie. I was drinking the champagne. Yeah, I just could not sleep. Like something about me was just kind of like, if some shit go down, I want to be present.
I'd be knocked out every flight.
I know. Some people just get on and just
out.
I'm like, no, man. Oh my God. Baggage. Flying right now. I don't even know if I can fly right now.
Because of the...
What is all this shit? It's too much shit happening.
Okay.
I'm like...
Yes.
I know that they say a plane takes off every 2 minutes. So it's like the safest thing. Whatever. But I have never in all of my life seen this many plane crashes or incidents or like upside down. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
It is a lot going on. And if you go and look at the numbers of plane crashes in January 2025 and February 2025 compared to the last few years, the numbers are actually really low. We're just seeing a lot of it. Now, I don't know what these plane crashes in 2024, 2023 looked like. Maybe they didn't look like this, because some of the stuff that's happening, I'm like, this is really wild. How did that happen? But I don't know if it was happening before, we just didn't see it, or if it's completely different kind of plane crashes. But what I do know is I looked at the numbers, because I was like, are planes really crashing this much all of a sudden? What is happening? And I went and looked at the numbers. The numbers are low. The numbers are actually lower than in the last few years. But I don't know if we're just seeing it more. I don't know if
it don't sit right in my spirit.
I don't know if we're seeing it more because they just want us to be aware of it, or they're trying to scare the shit out of us for some reason, because I wouldn't be surprised about that too. Or if
it don't
it's
sit
really
right with me.
weird things happening and that's why they're showing it to us more. Because it's like, yeah, we get plane crashes all the time, but this shit's wild. I don't know.
It is wild.
It is.
It's
very, very much wild. I can understand why you have reservations because I was feeling the same way, but I was like, how bad is it? I had to go look at the numbers. How bad is it? The numbers are low.
Yeah, well, they ain't low enough for me. Okay. You just I don't understand how, people crashing into each other. All these motherfuckers working at the airport and y'all don't know that a helicopter's right here and a plane's right here. Like, I'm just saying, there's no like additional warnings. Like, I just don't understand how like there's not like an ejection button where you're like, yo, like at least the helicopter like diverts if they know within the same range, like all this stuff, technology and stuff that we have, and you trying to tell me like they couldn't prevent that? I just don't know. That does not sit well with me. It really doesn't.
I understand. My question is really like, what is happening? Is it that like y'all just falling asleep and not paying attention to what's going on? Is it that y'all
Our
are
president
understaffed?
is fucking with the FAA?
But like, what does that mean though?
It means if you're firing a bunch of people, that means there's you quite possibly could be right. There could be people falling asleep. There could be stuff like that when you don't have the proper manpower. Yeah, like it's a possibility. These people are overworked. I'm sure underpaid.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
I'm over it.
But I need to get on a plane because I need to get up out of this wild place. I need to get out of this wild. Somebody take me somewhere.
Well, all I know is those flight prices better be cheap then if they know they have some shit going on.
They're not going down. They have not gone down. The flight prices are still what they were.
That's a problem.
That's
a serious problem.
Not any more of a problem than Beyonce. Because they know we gonna buy them.
Fine. Well, you going on a payment plan too then. Because this is ridiculous.
They like, well, how else you gonna get to the other side of the country? You gonna drive? You gonna take a train?
Maybe.
A bus? Yeah, right. You gonna be on this plane?
No, I ain't.
See,
I ain't taking no bus.
You gonna buy this flight? They know what it is.
I ain't taking no bus. That's for sure.
I mean, all of that stuff sounds. A train might not be too bad.
Train, maybe. Like
that would take forever, though.
But it would have to be the right train.
It would take forever. I need a bullet train.
Well, good luck with that.
We ain't got them.
We ain't. Looks like California just put a stop on something. Anyway, we're not even gonna go there.
We're not. We're not.
I'm just gonna pray for the state of the world. Pray that these next couple months, are not more of a shit show. Like, I just hope that everybody just calm down and we try to like get to the business of what really needs to go down. Like, let's get back to business. Like, let's really get back to business. Stop with all this random hate, and not even random because it's not random. It's not random. But all this unnecessary hate, and let's just move on. I just don't see why we can't move on. It's just, it's so hard.
So much damage has been done.
I know.
Over the course of, really beyond the last month, but like really over the course of like a month and a half, so much damage has been done.
Yeah. And I unfortunately don't trust our leadership.
No.
So we're just going to do the best we can with what we got.
Support each other. Show up for community. Because that's what we got.
Did I really just quote Mariah?
Probably. That sounds.
She did that. Yes. It's my favorite drunk video of her. She's like, I'm going to do the best I can with what I got. And the DJ's like, oh. Yeah, I'm with Mimi. Are we surprised? Are we surprised?
Oh, we're not surprised. We're not surprised. I can't. You know? All right, y'all. This next segment is called Roses. Marlena, who are you giving your rose to this week?
I'm going to give my rose to Don Lemon. For two reasons.
Okay.
One, he's working his ass off. If y'all don't know, Don Lemon, had a whole torrid thing with CNN. They let him go, got rid of his show. He had a, lawsuit, all this thing happened. And basically he left with a nice little chunk of change from them. And he never really had to work again. But he decided he's a real journalist. Not decided, he is a real journalist. And that's what is really needed right now. So he's got his the Lemon Heads, the Lemon Live at 5. That's on his YouTube channel. I'm plugging him right now because, he's talking to the people and on the ground and really, trying to make sure that real news is still available. And on this Black History Month, this man, what was it, yesterday or 2 days ago, looked into the camera on his show and said, because, the racist Megyn Kelly decided to gloat and talk shit about Joy Reid losing her show on MSNBC. And Don basically called Megyn out and was like, yo, tell your man to stop checking out my man from across the room. Thanks. And he did this on Black History Month. So I want to give him a rose because I love a petty bitch more than anybody and more than most people. I love it. And you know what? I just know that the visceral and the redness and just everything that happened to her when she saw that video, because I know she had to, I just can imagine her just looking at her phone and just being just livid. And you know what? Good for her. Good for you, Don. Good for you. And, I didn't always like Don Lemon. I really didn't. When he was first on there, he was too, of the brand and of the corporation. And I understand what that's like, especially being a Black man, not only a Black man, but then also a gay man. Right. In this very corporate scenario, you have to probably placate a lot and you're not able to actually be yourself. So the fact that we're seeing this, reemerged Don Lemon, who to me is like being more authentic, than he ever has been. It's like, shout out to him. Like he definitely has, took the chains off and is like, I'm just doing me. I'm gonna be me.
I love it.
So
I love a good Black person exit from corporate America.
Right.
They just become a whole, not necessarily, it seemed like a whole different person, but they just become more authentically themselves out loud.
Mm-hmm. And because I'm sure people who know him know, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we're only getting a persona. And so I feel like now he's actually like stepped into the light and he's just like, you know what? Fuck it. And I'm with it.
I love it.
We need more people like that. We need
more people. And
you
got paid? Good for you.
Right. We need more people to take risks. Just take the risk. Obviously, if you're working for somebody, that can be a little hard. But if you create your own platform and, do the things and you can reach people, it's like, it's okay to be you.
When you have the access and the privilege to be able to do that, do it.
Mm-hmm.
Do it for the people who can't.
Yes, that's for sure. Say that. So shout out to Don. I'm a lemon head, so I'm gonna keep watching. That. I'm gonna keep watching.
I'm gonna have to check it out.
And shout out to him. So Katrina, who are you giving your rose to?
I am giving my rose to K. Kendrick.
You're really about to do it?
Yes, I am. Yes, I'm is. This man talking about petty. First of all, how long is this man going to torture Drake? Is the question.
I don't know. I think it's over though. I think it's over.
It might be over. It might be over, but it was like a year.
Yeah.
Talk about petty. I love it though. Good for him. You deserve that level of petty. You deserve. But that is not why I'm giving him my rose today. That Super Bowl halftime show.
So good.
So good. And if you missed it, if you didn't understand, if you didn't think it was about nothing, if you thought it was just about Drake, it went over your head. And I just need you to try again. Or don't, but just don't talk about it. Because it just went over your head.
And it wasn't for you. It wasn't for you at the end of the day.
Yeah. Because so many people making comments, and I'm like, nah, you just missed it. Like, that's it. You just missed it. It just didn't compute to you, and that's okay. But for those of us who didn't miss it, who saw it, who were there, who were tuned in, who understood, it just gave me a lot of joy to watch this man, this little man from Compton.
With his skinny jeans on.
Girl, that was bell bottoms.
Well, yeah, they was bell bottoms. Them skinny pants is what I mean. Jesus Christ. That was the only thing. Everybody was looking at him, but it's like, okay, he looked good. I mean, he looked good, but it was just funny like that. That's what everyone was looking at, like trying to buy those pants, which is
They're a trend. But I appreciated the way that he brought California culture, because it wasn't just LA culture, but also some Bay Area stuff too. But California culture, the way that he was himself. I like the way he played off of the Drake stuff while also doing something really meaningful to Black folks. If you were paying attention, if you know anything about your history, if you understand anything about his lyrics, he did a really, really good job. And yeah, it was nice to see something like that in the midst of everything else that's been going on, and to have the opportunity to just witness him do something really powerful that was still also entertaining, because it was entertaining as shit. Like, there will forever be all kinds of memes.
Oh yeah.
Hey Drake.
I know, that was
forever.
That was a lot for me. It was a lot for me that he literally looked into the camera
and smiled. Because how often is this man smiling?
Hardly ever. Yeah, I love the petty. It was nice. Nice little ice cream cherry on top. And
it was.
I don't know. I was at a party and it was mixed reviews. But I also was at a party that was mixed. So I can understand that. You know what I mean? So some people really loved it and some people were just kind of like, whatever. And when I asked one of my friends of why he was so like, not anti, he didn't hate it, but he just felt like, oh, like when it comes to Usher and these other artists, he just feels like it's more lively, it's more upbeat, it's more, they're playing the hits, and I said, yeah, but that wasn't what this was for. It just wasn't for that. No. It wasn't for that. And that's okay. Like, it doesn't always have to be what we're used to. Like, we can evolve and we can see different things. And I know a lot of people, especially like on award shows and stuff like that, are like, oh, look at these people, oh, now they're speaking out. And it's like, no, Kendrick always has.
Always.
So why would you expect anything different from him?
Right. Just because he's on this particular stage.
Right. And it was his stage. And he chose to do what he wanted to, I mean, even freaking Prince. I like the Prince. This is a hot take, but I like the Prince Super Bowl, but it wasn't my favorite Prince performance. Sure. I know it's epic and like it was the Purple Rain, he's singing it, and then it actually starts raining and all that, like great. Like just for that moment alone, it's up there in the top whatever of performances. But I'm just like, the set list, meh. It was just okay to me. And here's the thing. That's Prince, though. Prince decided these are the songs that I want to perform. Whether everyone knows them or not, this is how I want to set the tone and how I want to leave the stage. And that's exactly what Kendrick did. Like, you know, it wasn't about just, you know,
it wasn't purely for your entertainment.
Right. Or making everyone happy, you know?
Yeah.
It wasn't about that.
It was about his artistry and what was important to him.
Right.
I think it was T-Pain who did a reaction video. And he was like, that was the most basic Super Bowl halftime show, but it was so good. And I was like, yeah, because he didn't have to do all of the extras.
Right.
Like, I think the most extra thing about it was like all the people popping out of that car.
Right.
Like, other than that, like, he didn't have to do a bunch of extras. It didn't have to have this extravagant light show and all of this stuff. And he did have some extras to it, but it didn't need to be all of that. And that's not him.
Yeah.
That's not what you go to see Kendrick for anyways.
No. No, he's another one going on tour too. And the tickets are very expensive. They are very expensive.
I was upset about that. I wanted to go, but the tickets in LA are so high. I considered going to DC.
Yeah, take a trip, man. Like, it's
tickets
ridiculous.
are so much cheaper. Goodness.
I remember, like, no. But yeah, Kendrick, amazing. I know the tour is going to be just as good.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I haven't seen, you know, he's not a high energy performer ever.
No.
Really. So like that's why it's just like another thing. It's like, no, you weren't going to get the Usher. You weren't going to get that.
No.
Just weren't going to get that.
It's not him. No. And people who like know him know that.
Yeah.
Okay, slight sidebar, but it cracks me up watching people dance to his videos and his songs because people are so hyped. But if you watch him in the video,
right, he's totally like calm.
He's not at all.
Right.
He's two-stepping and like, yeah, that's just not him.
I'm getting so tired of these memes though. Like the really about to do it. And then like 40 gigs, and then blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, and then, well, they're gonna get on it like that. And then, but sometimes it's the most randomest thing. Like I saw one where it's a girl and her dad. They're at church. It's like, I guess he's a pastor. Yes. Like he's a pastor. And she's like, you really about to do it? And he's like pointing to the, you know, the, what do you call that? When you're the robe, like the robe that he's going to put on and sash and stuff. And like, and then they put it on and then they start doing the little, the little dance and they're walking towards the camera. And I'm like, and these are white people. And I'm just like, what am I watching right now? What am I watching? I'm like, this is.
Oh, that's hilarious.
This is interesting. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's, if you know what's up, like, you can hit everybody, I guess, because they really on here online doing these dance moves. And I'm just like, it's bigger than the movement. It's bigger.
It is. It's bigger than the music. Yeah. That's hilarious. And, you know, to some degree, I think the level of petty and the length of petty with this battle, I can't even call it a battle, this thing between him and Drake, because I don't know that there was really a battle happening.
Drake got kicked out of the light skin convention. He got kicked out.
Drake got kicked out of music.
I don't know about that. I mean, he just dropped an album. I mean, I didn't listen to it.
I was about to say, have you heard it?
No, but I will give it a play. Like, I don't want to. I think what he needs to do is just go away for a while and come back. That's all he needs to do. He won't, because he feels like he is the top. You know what I mean? He is. That's the thing. It's like,
but the top of what?
Of the rap game. Like, in terms of like who makes the most money, who, you know, the number one hits. Drake has been number one for quite some time. And I'm not saying that Kendrick isn't or anything like that.
I hear you.
I'm saying his catalog is very long and strong. So I don't think this kicks him out of music. It just makes him look foolish if he keeps going about it the way that he's going about it. And people are going to just think he's corny.
Will, because he is corny as hell.
He is. And I still love him. That's the thing. I still love Drake.
I don't have problems with Drake. I don't have problems with him. I just have always seen him as more of like a pop rapper than a rapper.
But that's the thing.
I put him in a different category. It's like a different genre to me.
Yeah, he's created his own platform. Like he's created his own legacy and fame. You know what I mean? So it's like he's on a planet of his own. Like that's how big Drake has been worldwide. So I think that like he just needs to just chill. Like that's the thing.
He don't have no chill, Marlena.
Man. Just chill.
He has zero chill.
Be a dad. He's a dad. Be a dad. Lean into that. Maybe do a fucking
zero chill.
An acting job. You know what I mean? Do one acting job.
Oh, please don't do an acting job.
No, I'm saying on a marketing gram
hear
scene.
You, but no, because I don't think he's a good actor.
No, if he reprised his role as Jimmy in the wheelchair and really took it seriously, I don't know, maybe not. But I would say
you're
maybe.
Real confident right now.
Maybe
you're real confident right now.
People love Degrassi. They did love Degrassi, so I'm not going to say that.
They did, and I don't think that your plan for him is inappropriate. I think it is a good plan. He needs to go and do something else. You need to get off the music for a minute, let things die down, and then come back. Unless you're gonna kiss this man's boots.
Just do what he says. He said it in that one song during the beef. He was like, just keep making me dance, waving my hands. Like, just keep that. Just keep it light. And
you try to be somebody that you're not.
If he literally went away, like I'm saying, when I say went away, like before the Super Bowl, just literally just like been distant, working on a banger to drop for summer. By summer, he probably could be back on. But at this rate, we're at March. It's not going to happen.
No, you know because you didn't know how to shut up. You didn't know how to take an L. That's what happened.
Learning to take an L.
You didn't know how to take an L.
It's an art form.
Mm-hmm. Because now you want to sue everybody and their mama.
Which is corny. You don't do that in fucking rap beef. What the fuck? I've never heard of that in my life. In my life, I have never heard of anybody like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sue you.
because I don't believe people actually like this song so much. Nobody's actually listening to it. It didn't get that many plays. What?
No, they loved it. They ate it up.
And still are.
Still eating.
And still are. That's the problem. That is my issue with Drake. That is my issue. If you would have stayed in your lane, you would have been fine, sir. But you tried to battle rap with Kendrick? Y'all are not, to me, not even in the same genre. You can't. You can't.
He thought he was a thug. That's all.
He
thought he was a thug.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Sir.
From Canada.
From Canada.
They exist.
Trying to beef with, they absolutely exist, but you don't go on stage with whole gang members just up there two-stepping all around you.
They not like us. They not like us. Hey,
Crip walking on the stage.
Anyway.
Thug wear, sir.
It's okay. It's all gonna be all right. He can go cry in his fucking silk pajamas with his butler and
this nigga got enough money. He gonna be fine. He gonna be
just fine. Just cozy up to the stacks and your what does he collect? He collects the Birkin bags. Cozy up to those and just chill out. You'll be all right.
Just sit down somewhere. That's it. That's my only thing. Just sit down. You lost. Just take it.
Shout out to Kendrick. Keep doing what you're doing. Yeah.
Well, that was another episode of Excess Baggage.
Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Excess Baggage Pod. That's Excess Baggage POD. Be sure to like, subscribe, and review on the podcast app and Spotify.
And remember to pack light and keep it tight.
For sure.